the London premiere of the next Star Trek movie. So please welcome our 5 bold voyagers who are about to go into battle.
I'm Mark Wright. I live in Halifax and I'm at university studying for a BA in media performance. My hobbies include acting, writing and absolutely anything to do with Star Trek.
I'm Cass Shield from Newcastle and I'm married with 3 children. I work for Disney and the National Trust, but Star Trek is definitely the love of my life. Apart from my husband Jim Shield, of course. For him, it shields up whenever it comes to Star Trek.
I'm John Ward from Derbyshire. I'm a production controller for Rolls-Royce. My teenage daughter disowns me when I go into Star Trek mode. They tell me I'm a dead ringer for data, so I should find this as easy as falling off the captain's log.
I am Beatrix Jones, an artist animator on computer games. I work in Warwickshire, but spend a lot of time in Bournemouth. Star Trek is a passion. I did my degree thesis on it, so I wouldn't have missed tonight for all the tea in the replicator.
I'm Rob Clark from Leicester. I'm a computer programmer and the treasurer of our local Starfleet. I've been a Star Trek fan since I had chickenpox as a child and spent all my time watching the videos. And I'm itching to boldly go tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 5 voyagers. Okay, let me explain. Our brave 5 will boldly go through the universe, leaping from starbase to starbase by answering questions correctly, with the weak and the wounded being callously and dispassionately zapped into the distant galaxies along the way. So please be careful. So here we go into our first mission, where it's phasers at the ready. We're going to look at an audio-visual bite, freeze the action and then ask a question. The first voyager on the phaser with the correct answer will embark upon a journey moving 10 starbases towards the final frontier. On screen, Mr. Scott.
This Tribble is dead. And so are these.
Yes, bones. I want the tribbles, the grain, everything analyzed. I want to know what killed these tribbles.
That isn't going to do you any good, Kirk. This project is ruined, and Starfleet is going to hear about it. And when they do, they will have a board of inquiry, and they will roast you alive.
Yes, until that board of inquiry, I'm still a captain. And as captain, I want 2 things done. First, find Cyrano Jones, and second...
Okay, that was from Trouble with Tribbles. First question is, one of the things Kirk wanted someone to do was find Cyrano Jones. What was the second? Mark.
Captain Kirk would like the hatch above him to be closed.
Oh, let's have a look.
First, find Cyrano Jones, and second... close that door.
Close that hatch above him, well done. Mark has moved 10 star bases into the universe. Okay. In true Kirk fashion, I get to ask Captain Supplementals, and I get 2 of them. Here's the first one. How did the Tribbles get on board the Enterprise? Mark again.
Lieutenant Uhura brought one on board which she purchased from Cyrano Jones.
That's a bit of a complete answer, and it's 100% correct. Well done. Here's the second Captain Supplemental. In the episode The Man Trap, one crew member had a pet plant called Gertrude. Whoa. B.
Mr. Sulu.
It certainly was. The ship's botanist at the time, the plant was a Beauregard. It looked just like a human hand. Okay, roll another tape, Mr. Scott.
What's happening, Mr. Worf? The shuttle has been enveloped by an energy field. Its engines and life support have failed.
Increase to full impulse. Bridge to transporter room 3. Prepare to beam the shuttle crew back once we're in range.
Transfer auxiliary power to inertial dampers.
Warning, structural failure imminent.
I can't get a pattern lock.
The shuttle is coming apart, Chief. We've got to do it now.
There's a 40% drop in mass. I may have lost one of them.
Ooh, misses. Now, the question is, why had the shuttle crew's mass dropped by 40% during B?
They'd all been reduced to the size of children.
Certainly the right answer. Let's have a look.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Another moment and...
Indeed, they'd regressed to children by some mysterious energy field, and that was from an episode called The Rascals. Okay, here's the first Captain Supplemental on that clip. One of the crew who became a child was Guinan. In which episode did she first appear? Mark.
The Child.
It was The Child. Here's the second Captain Supplemental. Why did the choice of director on Rascal smack of nepotism? Mark.
Adam Nimoy directed the episode Who's the Son of Leonard Nimoy.
Absolutely correct. Now it's time to do a bit of stargazing. Over the years, a whole galaxy of stars have made guest appearances in the various incarnations of Star Trek. We're going to see just a few of them, and then I'll ask our Voyagers some questions.
Cry havoc! And let's slip the dogs of war.
I got to wear trousers the whole time. Oh, it was hard to go back to a corset, I can tell you.
We are to kill the strangers.
Kill? Lakota? We do not understand.
Damn. Mr. Sulu, plot an intercept course.
Starfleet urgently requests any data we have on the whereabouts of Enterprise.
A what?
Well, apparently, they're refusing to acknowledge signal to return to space dock, sir.
Excuse us, miss. We didn't mean to trespass. It's cold outside.
A lie is a very poor way to say hello. It isn't that cold.
Would you like to be shown to your rooms?
I call. You are bluffing, and you will lose.
Wrong again, Albert.
Okay, let's see who you remember. Who from a rival show turned the head of the outrageous O'Connor? Mark.
Terry Hatcher.
It was Terry Hatcher as B.G. Robinson. Robin Curtis probably cheered when the actress left a vacancy for a half Vulcan, half Romulan. B.
Savick.
It's who the actress is I want.
Kirstie Alley.
Very good. Just in time. You get one. Okay, name the poker player who was the voice of B.T. Rob.
Stephen Hawking.
It was Stephen Hawking. Well done. He made a British Telecom commercial where he urged people to keep talking. Who played the Klingon general who set us on track for... Mark.
Christopher Plummer.
It was Christopher Plummer. Well done. For the Enterprise in the movie Star Trek VI. And the last question is, everybody ready? Which rock drummer was rumoured to be inside? Who knew that wouldn't take long? B.
Mick Fleetwood.
It was Mick Fleetwood. Poor men. The question was, what rock drummer was rumoured to be inside the costume of the Antidean ambassador? Poor old Mick Fleetwood looking like a fish, but he's a big fan. And in case you were wondering who the other four were, they were David Soul, there you go, Star Trek and Hutch, Joan Collins, Christian Slater, looking like he always does, Stephanie Beecham, acting like she always does. Oh, Stephanie. So at the end of the first mission, how are our bold Voyagers faring? Well, the captain's log tells us that Kath and John are still in Earth orbit, but 20 star bases. In the lead is Mark. Well played. The next time we look at the captain's log, the lowest scorer will be transported away to somewhere gruesome. So good luck to our Voyagers as we advance into our second mission, where they may find some things illogical. So it's a logical, Captain, but what is? Well, that's what our Voyagers have to tell me. To start, I've got 4 well-known Star Trek faces on screen. Make it so, number 1. Here we have Spock, I guess that's Spock, and another Spock. But the question is, in what way did the behavior of one of these Spocks appear illogical? B.
The bearded Spock in B, because he was in the mirror universe and he acted for his own ends.
Certainly was. It was a nasty Spock from the mirror universe. It's Spock, Jim, but not as we know him. Okay, here we have 4 more images. Make it so, number 1. Right, what have we got here? We've got Marsha, the Enterprise, Armus, the oil slick monster, and a Klingon starship. B.
B, because the other 3 can change their shape or appear differently.
Brilliant answer, wrong answer. Wrong question, I haven't even asked it yet. You have to be quiet, because I'll offer it to everybody else. Here's the question I would have asked. Which one of these 4 is most definitely not a model and why? John.
Armus.
And why?
He is the malevolent entity that killed Tasha Yar.
Why are the others models?
A, she's an actress, and the other 2, B and D, were used in the film or in the series. They were manufactured as models.
I'm only going to give you 5 star bases, which means I'm going to open it up to Mark, Kath and Rob. Mark's there.
Iman is a model who has appeared on the Tia Maria adverts, and the other 2 starships are models that are filmed as special effects.
Brilliant. That's what we actually wanted. You get the other 5 star bases. I know you got there eventually, but it's not the proper route. Okay, we're going to stay illogical. We're going to move up to warp speed, because what I'm going to do is throw at you words, and I want you to identify them. And you tell me whether they're hardware, or life forms, because they're from Star Trek, or you tell me they're illogical, because they have nothing to do with Star Trek, okay? You get 5 star bases each. I won't offer them up, because they're going to be coming thick and fast. Here's the first one. Benzite. Mark.
Life form.
It is humanoids from planet Benzar. Nomad. Rob.
Hardware.
It is space probes. Spot. B.
Life form.
It is Data's pet cat. Chiquitita. Rob.
Illogical.
Why?
Because it's a song.
From ABBA, 1979. Well done. Farpoint Station. Mark.
Hardware.
It isn't. It's a life form, shape-changing alien which disguised itself as a space station. Pad. B.
Hardware.
Handheld computer. Well done. Sod. B.
Illogical.
It's someone who steals your parking space. Mia 3. Rob.
Life form.
It is a woman of MNR 7. Asda. B.
Illogical.
It's a supermarket. And the last word is Gorn. B again.
Life form.
Reptile-like hostile alien. Blimey, you're good at this, B. Well done. Right. Something highly illogical is coming through from Starbase Command. Have a look at these 4. What have we got here? We've got an escalator, a brickie, a skeleton, and a coal miner. Here's the question. One of these is the real McCoy, but why are the others not? B again.
Because the doctor has said I am not, but one of these. He's not been a skeleton, which is C.
I'm going to give you 5 star bases, and I'm going to open it up to the rest to give me... Rob.
All right. Dr. McCoy has said I'm a doctor, not an elevator, or an escalator, for A. For B,
We've got that. I accept that from B as her answer.
Okay.
What we need to know is why is C the real McCoy?
Because it's bones.
Thank you. Most obvious answer there. Well done. And we've got the tape to prove it.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. I'm a doctor, not a coal miner. I'm a doctor, not an escalator. Spot, give me a hand.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Which brings us to the end of our second mission. Let's take a look at the captain's log, which tells us that Kath is stuck back on Earth with dodgy dilithium crystals. And now, with the help of Wormhole, in the lead is B. But Kath, I'm ever so sorry to tell you this. It does mean that we're going to beam you down to Cestus 3 to battle endlessly with the ghastly Gorn. No. Well, sadly, we've lost one crew member as we go into our third mission, but we welcome aboard, beamed all the way from Earth in the 20th century, spitting image impressionist John Culshaw. Welcome aboard, John. Now, I know you're a big fan.
Yes, I think it's the captains who are my favourite, from Captain Kirk talking down and up where the odds are against us and the outlook is grim. And, of course, Captain Picard contrasting there because he's very hard and bold, and if you liven him up again, you get a wonderful Tom Baker, which is very interesting, isn't it?
Excellent.
Yes.
Now, I hope you're paying attention to this, because that's exactly why John's here. Because John is going to read an extract of dialogue from Star Trek, but he's going to read it using the wrong voices. Give us an example, John.
Captain, ye canny change the laws of physics, can ye?
Mavis, go on. Warp factor 10, Mavis, go on. There's a good woman.
Well, good luck if you can keep pace with this. Open your hailing frequencies, listen carefully. We've changed the names to protect the guilty. John, away you go.
Okay, this one's starring Frank Bruno and Scotty. Oh, he's killing the captain. Shoot it, Scotty, quickly. No, no! He's killing the captain. Shoot quick, you know. I won't shoot Nancy. This is not Nancy. if she was Nancy, could she take this? Stop it! Stop it, Frank! Stop it!
Confused? Well, you're supposed to be. I have 2 questions on what John was doing. Here's the first one. In that episode, who was really talking to who? B, straight in there.
McCoy and Spock.
Well done. 5 star bases for each correct answer. That's 10 in total. Here's the next question. If it wasn't Nancy, who was it that was killing the captain? Mark.
The M113 salt vampire.
Well, that's about as complete as it comes. You get 10 star bases. Let's have a look.
It's killing the captain. Shoot it, Doctor, quickly. No! No! It's killing the captain. Shoot, quick! I won't shoot Nancy. This is not Nancy. If she were Nancy, could she take this? Stop it! Stop it, Spock! Stop it!
Delightful lady. Okay, John, let's have another one.
Okay, this one with Spock and Chris Eubank. Guy walks into the doctor's office. The doctor tells him, you need an operation. The guy says, I want a second opinion. The doctor says, okay, okay, you're ugly too. Ba-dum-bum. Was that funny? No, Chris, you spoil the joke. It could be your timing. One's timing is digital.
Outstanding. Again, we have 2 questions. Here's the first one. So who was telling who that wonderful joke? B.
Data to Geordie.
Data to?
Geordie.
Wrong. You get 5 points for Data. I'll open it up. Mark.
Data to Guinan.
Well done. You get the other 5 star bases. Next question. Where did the performance take place? Mark.
In 10 Forward.
It certainly did. 10 Forward Lounge, Starship Enterprise Deer, where Guinan is the bartender, as we can show you.
Guy walks into the doctor's office. The doctor tells him you need an operation. The guy says, I want a second opinion. The doctor says, okay, you're ugly too. Ba-dum boom. Was that funny?
No. Data, you spoiled the joke. I mean, it could have been your timing.
My timing is digital.
Even that was quite funny. Okay, John, let's have another one.
All right, this one with Rolf Harris and John Major. An accident wasn't good enough. Come on, Rolf.
Good enough for 1. 2 would have been suspicious. Killed whilst attempting to escape. Now, that's convincing for both. Surprise.
I can't believe I kissed you.
Must have been your lifelong ambition.
Well, the very best of luck with the last 2 questions. Here's the first one. Which were the 2 characters this time? B.
Captain Kirk and the Klingon prison warder.
It wasn't, but you get 5 for Kirk. Rob.
It was Martia.
Correct, Rob. 5 to you. Here's the second question. As we said earlier, Martia was played by Iman, but who in that same scene also played Martia? Mark.
William Shatner.
It was. Let's have a look at it.
An accident wasn't good enough. Come on, Spock.
Good enough for 1. 2 would have looked suspicious.
Killed
Something escaped. Now that's convincing for both. Surprise! I can't believe I kissed you. Must have been your lifelong ambition.
Well, thanks to John, the captain's log currently looks a lot like this. Back at Starbase 5 is John, but using his tractor beam to pull back into the lead is Mark. Well, it's with great sadness we have to lose John. It's with even greater sadness I have to tell you we're sending you to the M113 to join the not-so-nice Nancy. Remember her, the salt vampire? I'm ever so sorry. But in contrast, we say thank you and live long and prosper to John, who we beam off to the holodeck with the goddess of empathy, Deanna Troi. Will you thank John Culshaw? Thank you very much. Well, with 3 voyagers left, only 2 of whom can face the final frontier, we move on to the observation deck. To survive this next mission now, remaining voyagers must sharpen their sensory responses. We're going to show an audiovisual bite from Star Trek history. The questions will be on the detail they see and hear, so be alert at all times.
I want to tell you about my detective story. For several years now, I have been trying to unravel the secrets of Tegus 3. Needless to say, I have not succeeded. However, I have, I believe, turned up some new information that, if nothing else, only raises a new set of mysteries, and I hope that we can discuss them here together. There have been 947 known archaeological excavations conducted on the planet's surface. Of those, some 74 are generally believed to have revealed findings of major importance.
Here's the first question. Who was the first character to start their transformation, Rob?
Dr. Crusher.
Well done. Here's the next question. Who pointed the change out to her? Mark.
Councillor Troy.
It was Deanna Troy. Here's the next question. How many excavations were believed to have? B.
947.
Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. I'm going to throw it open to Rob and Mark. Here's the full question. How many excavations were believed to have revealed findings of major importance? Take a guess. How many excavations were believed to have? Mark.
Hundreds.
Hundreds is not the answer. Rob, you want to guess? You got a chance?
None.
None. It was 74. 947 excavations in total, but only 74 were thought to have been of major importance. Okay, and my last question about that bite is, during Picard's lecture, what appeared in Riker's hand? Mark.
A polearm.
A polearm.
Or, a long stick.
A long, sticky
staff.
Thing.
A staff.
How about a wooden staff?
A wooden staff.
Very good, because that's what I've got here. Thank you very much. Okay, as all observant trekkers will tell you, Star Trek is not always perfect, but nitpicking fans have enjoyed looking for continuity errors, or bloopers as they're fondly known. Here's a classic.
Excuse me. Kirk here.
Captain Ramart of the Antares is on D channel.
I'm on my way to the bridge now.
Can I come with you?
I don't think so, Charlie.
I won't get in the way.
The question is, what's about to bloop? B.
Captain Kirk is about to lose his insignia.
He isn't. We'll open it to Mark and Rob. Mark.
The turbo lift doors fall off?
Ooh, good guess. Wrong one. Rob, you've got chance on your own.
They've swapped positions.
What swap positions?
Charlie and Captain Kirk.
Not quite. Let's have a look at it. Here we have the lovely Captain Kirk going into the lift wearing a gold crew neck sweater. What does he come out wearing? A green V-neck with gold epaulets. Can you believe it? It's hard to believe. You've got to remember, these are the same people that in the early days, when they had the uniforms and sent them to be cleaned, they came back shrunk. So instead of changing, they kept them, which is why they wear these waist-sized things. Never mind. So at the end of our penultimate mission, let's take a look at the captain's log. Rob is stranded on Starbase 45, which means, unfortunately, we have to lose him. Sorry, Rob. Oh, even worse, I have to tell you where you're going. To the penal colony on Elba 2, run by the sadistic Governor Corey. Which just leaves us with Mark and B, our two fearless voyagers who've earned themselves a place in the ultimate battle as they face the final frontier. Well, now that Mark and B have made it this far, we wipe the scores and start this final battle on an equal footing. And because this is where it all starts to get a bit serious, our two remaining voyagers have been beamed into isolation in their soundproof pods. Now, can I ask you, can you hear me clearly, both of you?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, you won't be able to hear each other because I'm going to ask you the same question. I will ask you alternately to give me an answer. I have to warn you that I have to accept your first answer. Now, all the questions I'm going to ask are about Captain Jean-Luc Picard. As you well know, was born in 2305 and became captain of Starship Enterprise D in 2363. So if you're both ready, good luck to both of you. Here's the first question. What was the name of Picard's first Starship command? B.
USS Stargazer.
Mark.
The USS Stargazer.
The correct answer is the USS Stargazer. Here's the next question. What connection do the actors David Tristan Birkin and Marcus Nash have with Captain Picard? Mark.
Both the actors mentioned have played younger Picards.
Same question to you, B.
They both played younger versions of Captain Picard.
And the correct answer is they have both played Picard in his youth. Next question. Name the birthplace of the captain and the names of his father and mother. I'll start with B.
Le Bar, France. His father was Maurice Picard and his mother was Yvette de Goussard Picard.
Same question of Mark.
He was born in Le Bar, France. His father was called Maurice and his mother was called Yvette Goussard.
And the correct answer is he was born in Le Bar, France. His father was Maurice and his mother was Yvette Goussard. In the episode Darmok, Captain Picard found himself on a planet with another starship captain. Why did he have difficulty communicating with the other captain? What was the other captain's name? And what was the name of the planet? Mark.
He can understand the captain because he communicated through metaphor. The captain was called Dathon, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of the planet.
Same question to you, B.
The captain's name was Dathlon. They talked in metaphors and the planet was Eladril 4.
And the correct answers are, he had a communication problem because Darmok spoke in metaphors. The captain's name was Dathon, and the planet was Adrel 4. During his adventures, the captain received the memories of an entire planet. One person's memory in particular left him with a lasting love of a musical instrument. Name that person, the planet he came from, and the musical instrument. B.
The planet was Catan. His name was Kamin, and the instrument was the Rissican flute.
Same question to you, Mark.
The man was called Cayman. The planet was Catan, and the instrument was a Rissican flute.
And the answers are, his name was Cayman, the planet was Catan, and the instrument is a Rissican flute. What great position of power has Jean-Luc held in the Klingon Empire? Mark.
The Arbiter of Succession.
Same question to B.
He was the Arbiter of Succession.
And the answer is, he was the Arbiter of Succession. In which battle did the captain devise the famous starship maneuver which bears his name? B.
The Battle of Maxia Zeta.
Mark.
I'm sorry, no.
The answer is the Battle of Maxia. Well, the audience know the answer. Mark, you've played brilliantly all the way through. But our 30th anniversary Star Trekker is B. Would you please come out and join us? Come round here, let me shake your hand. By gum, it's hot in there, she said. It's been hot all evening the way you guys have answered the questions. Let me tell you what you've won. You'll be having an all-expenses-paid night for two in London, where you'll attend the star-studded gala premiere of the new Next Generation movie, First Contact. Well done. But more importantly, would you come back in 30 years and defend your crown? Mark, you've been terrific. I must thank all of our trekkers here tonight, our voyagers, and of course John Colshaw. This is Captain Peter Smith signing off. Live long and prosper. Still can't do it. Never mind. Bye-bye.